Close your eyes for a second and imagine this. You have a good job, a paycheck coming in every month, a family that looks up to you, a future that feels safe. And then overnight you lose it all. Your job is gone. Your savings disappear. Friends stop picking up your calls. Even your relatives start to avoid you. What would you do in that moment? Would you break down or would you fight back? Today, I'm going to share with you the story of a man who lost everything but refused to give up, and that one decision changed his life forever. His name is Amit. Amit was an ordinary man from a middle-class family. He wasn't born rich. He wasn't born with special talents, but he did everything society told him to do. He studied hard. He found a stable job. He got married, and he built a safe life for his family. Life looked secure, but life has a funny way of testing you when you least expect it. In 2008, the global recession hit. Companies were shutting down, millions of people lost their jobs, and Amit was one of them. Imagine that for a moment. One week you're walking into your office wearing a suit and tie. The next week you're sitting at home wondering how you're going to pay rent, how you're going to feed your kids, how you're going to survive. His savings ran out, his friends stopped calling, and people started saying things like, he had everything, and now he's nothing. That pain, that silence, that judgment, it's enough to break anyone. And Amit had two choices, fall into depression or fight back, and he chose to fight. He started from scratch. He took whatever work he could find. Delivery jobs, tutoring kids, even selling tea on the roadside. People laughed at him. Look at this guy. Wasn't he in a big office just last year? Now he's selling tea? But Amit didn't care, because he knew something they didn't. There is no shame in honest work. During the day, he worked to survive, but at night, he worked to build his future. He read books on business and finance. He learned online marketing. He studied entrepreneurs who had started from nothing, and slowly an idea began to grow. With the little money he had saved, Amit started a small online business. At first it failed. He lost money. He tried again, failed again. But every time he fell, he got back up because he believed one thing. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. After months of struggle, he started to see small results. 1 customer, then 5, then 10, and slowly his small business started to grow. Within 2 years, Amit wasn't just surviving, he was building. Within 5 years, the man who once couldn't afford rent was now employing the very people who once laughed at him. And today, he's not just financially free, he's a mentor, a speaker, a living example of what happens when you refuse to quit. So what do we learn from Amit's story? Number 1, losing everything doesn't mean you're finished. Sometimes losing everything is the beginning of a new chapter. Number 2, don't let other people's opinions define you. People will laugh, people will gossip, but those people won't pay your bills, and they won't build your dreams. And number 3, consistency beats talent. Amit wasn't a genius. He wasn't born rich. He just kept showing up day after day, even when life was at its hardest. That's the secret. Show up, keep moving, and never stop. Friends, listen carefully. Your comeback can be greater than your setback. No matter how dark life feels right now, no matter how much you've lost, as long as you are breathing, you have a chance to rise again. Friends, listen carefully. Your comeback can be greater than your setback. No matter how dark life feels right now, no matter how much you've lost, as long as you are breathing, you have a chance to rise again. Amit's story proves it, and your story can prove it too. Take care. If this story touched your heart, do one thing. Hit the like button, share this with someone who needs motivation today, and subscribe for more powerful stories like this. And in the comments below, tell me, what's the biggest challenge you faced in life, and how did you overcome it? I'd love to read your story.